Who are you? Hey, who are you? Who are you? Who are you? Who are ya? Who are ya? Who are ya? Who's that behind the mask?
Master has given Dobby a sock. Master has presented Dobby with clothes. Dobby is free. Harry Potter freed Dobby.
Be a fool. How can a walking stick possibly grow longer? It's made of dead wood, ain't it? Dead wood can't grow. It's not the stick, it's you. It's you that's getting shorter. I've been noticing it for some time now. You're shrinking fast. You're shrinking dangerously fast. Why, you must have shrunk a foot in the last few days.
Once upon a time, there were 4 little rabbits, and their names were Flopsy, Mopsy, Cottontail, and Peter. They lived with their mother in a sandbank underneath the root of a very big fir tree. Now, my dears, said old Mrs. Rabbit one morning, you may go into the field or down the lane, but don't go into Mr. McGregor's garden. Your father had an accident there. He was put into a pie by Mr. McGregor.
Plop watched his mother float off into the darkness like a white feather. The darkness seemed to come towards him and wrap itself around him. Dark is kind, Plop muttered to himself. Dark is kind. Oh dear, what shall I remember? He closed his eyes and tried to remember something to remember. Fireworks! He would remember the fireworks. He had really enjoyed them.
I'm Moaning Myrtle. I wouldn't expect you to know me. Who would ever talk about ugly, miserable, moping, moaning Myrtle? Here I am, minding my own business, and someone thinks it's funny to throw a book at me. Sure, let's all throw books at Myrtle, because she can't feel it. 10 points.
On the 15th of May, in the jungle of Nool, in the heat of the day and the cool of the pool, he was splashing, enjoying the jungle's great joys, when Horton the Elephant heard a small noise. So Horton stopped splashing. He looked toward the sounds. That's funny, thought Horton. There was no one around. Then he heard it again, just a very faint yelp, as if some tiny person were calling for help.
Picked up the trembling Sophie with one hand and carried her across the cave and put her on the table. Now he really is going to eat me, Sophie thought. The giant sat down and stared hard at Sophie. He had truly enormous ears. Each one was as big as the wheel of a truck, and he seemed to be able to move them inwards and outwards from his head as he wished. I is hungry, the giant boomed. He grinned, showing his massive
There are
square
all
teeth.
sorts of different families, Katie. Some families have one mummy, some families have one daddy or 2 families, and some children live with their uncle or aunt, some live with their grandparents, and some children live with foster parents, and some live in separate homes in separate neighbourhoods in different areas of the country, and they may not see each other for days or weeks, months, or even years. But if there's love, dear, those are the ties that bind.
This is a story about a little girl called Tracy Beaker. Well, that little girl's me. I'm the character, Tracy Beaker. And that sounds a bit silly and soppy, like a fairy tale. And I don't like fairy tales because they are all the same. I live in a place that I call the dumping ground, and I get up to a lot of mischievous things.
Winnie the Witch lived in a black house in the forest. The house was black on the outside and black on the inside. The carpets were black, the chairs were black, the bed was black and it had black sheets and black blankets. Even the bath was black. Winnie lived in her black house with her cat Wilbur. He was black too, and that is how the trouble began.
Oh yes, Miss Honey, it darn well is right. In fact, now I come to think of it, I'll bet it was she who put that stink bomb under my desk here first thing this morning. The place stank like a sewer. Of course it was her. I shall have her for that, you see if I don't. What'd she look like? Nasty little worm, I'll be bound. I have discovered, Miss Honey, during my long career as a teacher, that a bad girl is far more dangerous creature than a bad boy.
Ben couldn't help himself, and his eyes darted towards the window.
I was walking down the road and I saw a donkey. Hee-haw! He only had 3 legs, 1 eye. He liked to listen to country music. He was quite tall and slim. He smelt really, really bad. That morning, he'd got up early and hadn't had any coffee. He was always getting up to mischief, but he was quite good looking.
I, Willy Wonka, have decided to allow 5 children, just 5, mind you, and no more to visit my factory this year. These lucky 5 will be shown around personally by me, and they will be allowed to see all the secrets and the magic from my factory.